tracklab.
Raise your hand if you've never heard of Jackrabbit. Okay, quick review. Georgia, youth track and field, green and gold, competitive, hundreds of athletes. Maybe not hundreds, but you get the picture. 4 years ago, TrackLab interviewed the founder and head coach of Jackrabbit, Al-Ghani. We talked about the club's origins, its growth, its coaching philosophy, and at that time, in 2016, Jackrabbit was rolling along. It was their 9th year, 140 athletes on its roster. They rolled into the Sacramento JOs, 70 strong, and rolled out with 6 national titles, 2 national records, and countless trips to the podium. And then, we'll let Coach tell you the rest of the story.
What happened? We had a split of the club. We had 72 kids that made it to nationals. Our roster was roughly about 140, 45 kids. When that split happened, we had a coaching staff of 14 coaches. We lost half our coaching staff. Jackrabbit lost 72 athletes. It was throwers, distance, mid-distance, sprinters, hurdlers. We lost a lot of our good 800-meter runners.
Was there a point after the split that you thought about dissolving your club?
Never.
Never.
Nah.
Never thought,
Never
I'm
never
done.
thought about it. I come from a family of hustlers, plain and simple. And me folding was not going to happen. I knew I was not going to fold. I knew that for a fact. So I believe every effort was made to make me fold. So obviously there was a lot of recruiting going on. Like James Harris was told Kimberly will never have any success because all the fast high school girls left and she's not going to have anyone to run with at practice. Once the initial group of parents had decided to leave and take their kids, then the kids started recruiting other kids. No one's running over there no more. You don't want to be over there. The whole coaching staff left. They don't do speed. They don't do speed work. And Coach Andre will make you run an 800. So then you had all the football players. Supposedly, if you're a football player, you shouldn't run an 800. Say word in the street was Jackrabbit doesn't even exist anymore. All the kids left. All the coaches left. There was a whole lot of social media stuff that at first it didn't really bother my wife. But what took the cake, we went to this cross-country meet. My daughter Maya was running. Just had her run across country, keep in shape. And they showed up. So one of their kids ran. I believe this kid came in 3rd or 4th, and my daughter came in 10th or 11th, and another Jackrabbit kid actually won the race. But when my wife looked on Facebook, all she saw was all this, aha, you got them, you this, you beat them, that's right. Bullying type stuff, teasing stuff. And we knew it was directed towards my daughter because of the place she came in. And my wife broke down, and we just said to ourselves, all right, we're just going to keep grinding. It was a combination of a couple things. It's things that clubs typically deal with, relays, and some coaches were more focused on, speed, which was fine.
Okay. So what I'm hearing is relays and hyper-focus on speed. Well, welcome to youth track and field. But ultimately,
as adults, we're going to disagree. And there was some disagreement. So I felt a situation was toxic. And I asked that situation to remove themselves. There's a quote that Tupac says, just because I'm not your friend anymore doesn't mean I don't want to see you eat. I'm just not going to sit at the same table as you. I wish you well, I wish you well, I wish you well, but we ain't sitting at the same table ever again. We just not. It ain't going down. If it was just a split, then it would have just been a split. But because the effort was made to destroy Jackrabbit, to this day, I can just never give respect to that part of it. Just that part of it. There's some great kids over there. There's some great parents, some great coaches. I mean, I love a lot of those kids. But it's just that one component that's the reason why I can never respect that.
If you went from, let's say, 140 kids down to 70 kids, how did you rebuild?
First of all, I have to thank every single parent that didn't leave and stayed. I had a group of parents, guys like James Harris, Coach Calvin, there's Marlon Patterson, Fred, Irv Pearson. I know I'm missing some. You know, some of those main players. It was like, we ain't budging, we ain't leaving. And they were recruited hard. Like, they was trying to convince them hard to come run with them. I didn't talk much about it to the team. I didn't want to feed into the energy that was out there. Now, maybe we talked about amongst ourselves, me and some of the coaches, key parents, me and my wife, but to the team, I wasn't giving it oxygen. And I think the biggest thing that bothered a lot of people is I didn't respond. My wife told me, she was like, you know, you have to listen to people more. I said, okay, I'm going to listen to people more. And then there was some times where I had to look at myself and check myself like, okay, Andre, you know, are you doing this? Are you doing these things? I'm no fool. You know, I have to be honest with myself. I've always marketed. I've always done marketing. I didn't stop marketing. Did I have to step it up some? Yes, because word in the street was Jackrabbit doesn't even exist anymore. So I just had to let people know, hey, we're still here. And here we are today. Competition-wise, it looked different because a lot of our top athletes left, but we still have some top athletes. So competition-wise, it didn't look like 2016. Obviously, but it took us another season or two, and we right back, you know, where we were in 2016 better. And in the past 3 years, we're just talking about 2017, 2018, 2019, we have 18 national titles. 12 of those are individual, 6 are relays, 4 national records, and I'm not even counting about the 5 New Balance national titles we have. When you look at our program for the past decade, I don't know who else has done what we have done. I mean, 44 national titles. That does not even count the 6 New Balance national titles that we have. I can't even keep count of the silver and bronze medals and top 8 finishes we've gotten. We've been a top program the past decade. It happens. It's probably going to happen again because I plan on Jackrabbit being around for the next 15 to 20 years. I'm the one that's going to be holding and wearing the Jackrabbit logo 10 years from now. Whereas people that's currently with the program is going to move on and be on with their lives with whatever they're doing. Me being the head coach and the founder, even though I have a coaching staff and a group of parents, I still have to make the final decisions when it comes to things. I have to preserve Jackrabbit for that next 7, 8-year-old kid that's coming up, going through the process. It's tough to run a youth track program because there's so many events. It's more of an individual sport. It's not a team sport. So there's some level of attention that needs to be given to each individual student athlete. A lot of parents coach and want to train their own kids, and they just want you to be there just to confirm what they're saying. I'm done with all that. The head coach and the founder of a program, any organization, you have to control the narrative. You have to have things in place up top so that it filters down and people can fall within the parameters of what you want, your vision, your dream, your philosophy. If they don't believe in it, and or if you can't relay that message and they're getting it, it's not going to survive. It can't just be talent. It can't just be talent. I can go out and recruit talent if I wanted to. I just accept what comes to us. We don't really recruit. We work with what we get. Once that talent leaves, then what are you going to do? If you're really not in it and you're in it for the short game, chances are you're not going to survive it. If you're in this for the long game, you can't give up. If it's something you really want to do, if it's something you're going to stand up for. And if you're going to fold, then you really shouldn't have been in it in the first place.
Tracklab.